Hi, I'm Caitlin E, and welcome to the Lit Review. Today we're talking about my TBR for Romanceathon, and I'm super excited to tell you about it. But first, some housekeeping. So again, if you're new to this channel, all throughout June I have been doing little tiny segments on what things you can do today to work on being a better ally. Now, following all these tips and tricks isn't going to immediately make you the perfect ally. In fact, I don't really believe that there is a perfect ally because you're always working and growing on yourself to help your community if you really want to own that term and that name. So today's small note on allyship is to make sure you diversify your platform. And what I mean by that is think about whether you're on Twitter a lot, whether you're here on YouTube and BookTube a lot, or on Instagram. Whose voices are you listening to the most? Now that doesn't mean that you should just go follow creators of color, or particularly right now I know a lot of channels that have Black creators are having a wonderful influx of supporters because we're all trying to be there to listen and support. But please make sure that when you're doing that with the full intention to be a participant and not just show up for the optics of following more people. And you can do this in all different areas of allyship. Again, a lot of my advice for June right now is targeted towards Black or African American content creators or just content in general, because this is a movement that needs our attention and care right now. But you should do this in all different areas of your allyship. So I hope that makes a difference. I will, again, as always, leave a lot of links to things below, and then I will also, share some of my favorite creators that I follow, and I would love your suggestions for more because this is work I'm consciously doing too. So whether that's on Instagram, Twitter, or here on BookTube, please share some of your diverse content creators below. And I'm sure that we will come to love them for more than just that title. But let's get to the romance. So I decided to participate in another romance-oriented TBR, even though I am really behind on my Litland TBR, so I can't even promise that I'm going to get to all these books because I need to prioritize Litland. But this is, all best intentions. This is what I'm trying to read for the last couple weeks of June. And Romanceathon is hosted by Jacqueline at Weeby Bookin and Gabby at Gabby Reads. And it will take place on June 22nd through June 28th, so like that last little chunk of the month, about a week. And hopefully I can at least get a couple of these read. There are 5 prompts for the readathon and a buddy read. I'll go ahead and tell you about the buddy read up front. The buddy read is If I Never Met You by Mahari McFarlane. I have this on hold right now on Libby, but Libby tells me that it is so popular it is going to take at least 10 weeks to get there. So I'm not going to make it to the buddy read. I will make it there eventually. It does look like a super cute book. So I'm actually really excited about If I Never Met You because it has a lot of the tropes I really like, including fake dating, which is one of my all-time faves. If I Never Met You follows Lori, who is a lawyer at a firm, and it turns out that her ex, who just dumped her, is also at that firm, and rumors have started going around the office that the ex's new girlfriend is pregnant. So she's very uncomfortable and is dealing with a lot of weird social stuff, and she decides that the best way to fix it is a fomance, is a fake relationship. Just so happens that this guy named Jamie is also looking for a fake relationship to boost his optics a little bit, and so they start a very social media oriented fake dating situation that, of course, because it's a romance, gets a little more legit. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I will consume that as soon as I am able to via Libby. So I have 3 books for my Romanceathon TBR, and they all fit the 5 prompts in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to walk you through the prompts and what I'm picking. I'm very excited about all of these books. If I don't get to them by the end of June, you can best believe they're going back here on this priority shelf so that I can get to them ASAP, because they are stuff that I have been just absolutely drooling over on my bookshelf. So the first one is To Read a Romance, published in 2020. Farah Roshan's The Boyfriend Project was published this year. This was a Book of the Month pick. So The Boyfriend Project follows Samaya Brooks, who recently very publicly found out that she's been catfished with 2 other ladies. So the 3 of them unite and decide that they are going to work on themselves. They are going to make their lives so good that they're not even gonna be known for this weird catfishing situation anymore. And Samaya in particular has always wanted to do something app related. She's been really into tech and she wants to make that her career. Enter Daniel, who it turns out is kind of a stud muffin in her new work environment, but she's really trying not to engage with him because she's focusing on herself and she doesn't want to let her new girlfriends down. So the boyfriend project looks super cute, looks super spicy, and it is a recently published romance that I'm hyped about. So the next prompt is read a book with an illustrated cover. The boyfriend project would fit that bill. My other two options would work as well. So A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee is illustrated, as is my other pick, Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about A Sweet Mess, but I'll get to Miss Chloe Brown in a minute. So A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee, I actually received this from a Goodreads giveaway. Thank you to Goodreads and St. Martin's Griffin for hosting that giveaway on that platform, but this is a book that I have been hyped about, which is, why I entered the giveaway. And it is a kind of comedy of errors with some enemies to lovers mixed in. Aubrey owns a bakery in California, and that is her dream, but she's also fighting with her really strict Korean parents about what her life should look like right now. In the midst of all that chaos of owning a new bakery and having family drama, she has a lovely one-night stand. And then a couple days later, she finds out there's a terrible review of her bakery. And the guy who wrote it is the one-night stand. His name is Landon, and he is now desperately trying to fix it because he likes her. So I love that kind of tension. I love the, fix it, the fix it trope. I guess you could probably call it groveling. There's definitely going to be some groveling in here. But this looks so cute. I love, actually, stories told in bakeries because I love to bake, and so whenever a character has that trait or passion, I always feel really seen by it in some way. So I am really looking forward to Aubrey's story in A Sweet Mess, and yeah, that's gonna be my pick for read a romance with an illustrated cover. I think this could also work for number 3, your favorite romance trope, because again, I like a little bit of groveling. I like a bit of lovers to enemies to lovers again. I just like it when that goes awry. I also think the fake dating situation in If I Never Met You would be my jam, but again, I can't get to that right now. But I think this will be my fit for favorite romance trope, which is the third prompt for Romanceathon. Now, the last book I'm going to talk about, I've already raised it up, so you already know what it is, but it fits for the last 2 prompts of Romanceathon. Actually, for this next one, all 3 of the books would fit. And the 4th prompt for Romanceathon is read a new to you author. All 3 of these authors are new to me, and that's part of why I'm so pumped to get to them, because I have been really expanding into contemporary romance lately. I have been reading a lot of paranormal or urban fantasy romance, as well as historical in the past. So all of these are more contemporary oriented romances, which is something I've only dipped my toe into before, and I'm pumped about it. But officially for this TBR, I will be reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown for my read a new author to you. And of course that author is Talia Hibbert. So Get a Life, Chloe Brown is been really understandably hyped in BookTube in the past year or so. It looks really stinking cute. It is about Chloe Brown. She's identified in the synopsis as being a chronically ill computer geek, which sounds really complex and adorable at the same time. Who doesn't love a computer geek? But she is basically deciding that she doesn't want to let her illness own her life. And so she creates a list of things to do to get a life. Along the way, she ends up having a bit of an antagonistic relationship, and eventually maybe some romance with the guy who is her apartment manager, Redford Red Morgan. And so he is often a challenge in her life, but becomes a really pleasant challenge, if my understanding is correct. And so I really like the body positivity rep in here. I like the fact that she's repping a chronic illness. So there's just a lot that I'm actually really hyped about. All of these books are actually women of color main character MCs. So that's pretty rad as far as I'm concerned. I am just really hyped about all of these books, but this is one I'm gonna officially choose for Read a New Author. The 5th prompt for the Romanceathon is read a romance with 5 words in the title. Get a life, Chloe Brown. Had to count it out to make sure I was still mathing correctly, but this will also be my pick for that prompt. So this is definitely a readathon where you were encouraged to double up on the prompts. Remember, there are 5 and the group book. So let me know if you'll be participating, and if so, what are you reading? Because I want all the recs I can get in the romance space. With that said, thank you for spending time with me. I hope you have a fantastic reading day. Like and subscribe if you want to know more about me or this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!